Okay, so here's my issue, and I'm probably going to get a lot. I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash from this, but you know what? I really don't care because I said before that I'm not worried about being politically correct, and I'm not worried about pleasing the ears of others. I am more so worried about speaking my mind and hopefully having other people agree with me. So here is my whole issue on this. I have been watching quite a few videos on Twitter and Facebook, quite a lot, of a lot of people approaching Hillary Clinton, and it's been mostly blacks, certain blacks. I'm assuming they're pro-blacks because they care about their people. I'm assuming that they're pro-black because every time they approach her about something, it seems to be a black issue. So this is my whole thing on that. Okay, considering that this election is coming up soon, and considering that we're about to have a new president very soon, I just want to speak on well, first and foremost, I want to speak on certain blacks that are approaching her on certain issues. First, there was a video of a woman that walked in while Hillary was giving a speech, and she was holding up this sign saying something about we have to bring them to heel. So then she was holding up the sign and she was walking around with it while Hillary was talking. So then Hillary had stopped and she read it, and so then she was, I guess she was reading it, and then the girl, she was basically talking really loud, and she was basically asking Hillary, okay, well, do you think that us blacks are this? Do you think we're that, and all that other type stuff? And I guess this was referring to a comment that Hillary had made back in the early '90s, talking about how they need to bring certain people to heel. But me personally, I only saw 12 seconds of that video of Hillary stating that in the '90s, and so the video wasn't really long enough for me to really grasp on to exactly everything that she said, because if she's specifically talking about bringing them to heel and literally getting the wrong people off of the streets, okay, then I can understand where she's coming from with that. So I don't really recall really hearing anything about her saying anything necessarily about black people. Now, until I actually hear out of her mouth that she does not care for black people and that she doesn't like black people, or that she feels that black people are a danger to society, then maybe in a way, then I may have an issue with that. So my problem with this situation is why a lot of these blacks are approaching Hillary on these different times. I mean, which they have a right to express their opinion, but why are they approaching her like literally nowhere and making a big deal out of things that really doesn't matter, that really isn't something to really put so much effort to make an argument out of? And I've noticed this on quite a few videos. Now, I'm not saying that I have Hillary's back 100%, but I'm not saying that I have any the other candidates back 100%, because honestly, I really don't know who. Because I really don't know who I'm really going to vote for, because it's a really tough race. But what I will say is that Hillary hasn't really done anything in my eyes for me to really sit there and say, oh, well, she's not going to be good enough for president. You know, so for all these people to approach her on things that doesn't even matter, that's why I'm having a hard time following, because you will approach a woman that is a Democrat that is trying to give the equal distributions out to a country that wants a country to be treated equally, and you're approaching her on things that don't even matter, but yet y'all don't say anything when Donald Trump literally trumps over y'all, like the herd did to Simba's father in Lion King. Y'all don't do anything when he literally tramples over y'all and literally says things that gets underneath your skin, and you don't do anything about that. I haven't seen anybody stand up to Trump and say anything about that, but you want to approach someone that's actually trying to do something right for the country. That's something that I don't really understand. So I feel like if you're going to approach somebody on something, and if you're going to make a statement, first of all, you need to make a relevant statement, and you need to make a big deal out of something that is worth making a big deal out of. Otherwise, what is the point of you approaching them? And this is my issue with certain pro blacks. Notice I said certain pro blacks because there are some pro blacks that are doing that are supporting their people for the right reasons, but there's certain pro blacks that kind of gets underneath my skin because they literally attack the wrong sources, and they, instead of doing the research, and they always look at it as a color issue, which, yes, I am aware that there is, lots of biases and prejudice behaviors within this country. I am aware of that, but you're attacking the wrong sources for the wrong reason. So if you are going to call somebody out on something, then call somebody out on something that is worth calling somebody out on. Otherwise, you're going to make yourself look stupid. That's just my whole opinion on that. So, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get backlash on this video, but I mean, hey, that's just my whole opinion on that. That's just my opinion. Like, cause it doesn't make any sense to me how people want to keep trying to attack a source and literally going after something that is not really doing the ideal damage, but yet you'll sit there and you won't say anything when somebody else does something 100 times worse. You'll literally sit there and you'll attack the wrong sources. You'll even attack your own people before you attack what the real issue is. That is not what I'm understanding. It doesn't make any sense to me.